All great leaders, since Moses, have known that a feared enemy must be crushed completely. If one ember is left alight, no matter how dimly it smolders, a fire will eventually break out. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. The enemy will recover, and will seek revenge. Crush him, not only in body, but in spirit. The wisdom behind crushing the enemy is as old as the Bible. Its first practitioner may have been Moses, who learned it from God himself, when he parted the Red Sea for the Jews, then let the water flow back over the pursuing Egyptians, drowning them all. When Moses returned from Mount Sinai with the 10 Commandments and found his people worshipping the golden calf, he had every last offender slaughtered. And just before he died, he told his followers, who were finally about to enter the Promised Land, that when they had defeated the tribes of Canaan, they should utterly destroy them, make no covenant with them, and show no mercy to them. Crush the enemy is a key strategic principle of Sun Tzu's The Art of War. And the goal of total victory is an axiom of modern warfare as well. Karl von Clausewitz, the premier philosopher of war, wrote, "We do claim that direct annihilation of the enemy's forces must always be the dominant consideration. Once a major victory is achieved, there must be no talk of rest, of breathing space, but only the pursuit, going for the enemy again, seizing his capital, attacking his reserves and anything else that might give his country aid and comfort." The reason for this is that after war comes negotiation, and the division of territory. If you have only won a partial victory, you will inevitably lose in negotiation what you have gained in war. The solution is simple. Allow your enemies no options. Annihilate them, and their territory is all yours. The goal of power is to control your enemies completely. To make them obey your will. You cannot afford to go halfway. This law has applications far beyond the battlefield. Negotiation will eat away at your victory, so give your enemies nothing to negotiate, no hope, and no room to maneuver. They are crushed, and that is that. Understand that when we sympathize with our enemy, when we pull back from doing away with them due to pity, or the hope of reconciliation, we only strengthen their fear and hatred of us. We have beaten them, and they are humiliated. Yet we nurture these resentful vipers, who will one day try to kill us. Power cannot be handled this way. It must be exterminated, crushed, and denied the chance to ever return to haunt us. This is all the more true with a former friend who has become an enemy. Understand the precept that governs our dealings with sworn enemies, that reconciliation is out of the question. Only one side can win, and it must win totally. Realize that in your struggle for power, you will stir up rivalries and create enemies. There will be people you cannot win over, who will remain your enemies no matter what. But whatever wound you inflicted on them, deliberately or not, do not take their hatred personally. Just recognize that there is no possibility of peace, especially as long as you stay in power. If you let them stick around, they will seek revenge, as certainly as night follows day. Be realistic, with an enemy like this around, you will never be secure. It is not, of course, a question of murder. It is a question of banishment. Crush them, and banish them completely. Sufficiently weakened and then exiled from your court forever, your enemies are rendered harmless. And if they cannot be banished, at least understand they are plotting against you behind your back. Pay no attention to whatever friendliness they put on. Your only weapon in such a situation is your own caution and vigilance. If you cannot banish them immediately, then plot and prepare for the best time to act.